Games are ranked by play score, a standard rating that averages gamer reviews and critic reviews. Number 10 is Team Fortress 2. Before team-based shooters hit the mainstream, there was Team Fortress 2. Valve's creation from the Source engine gave light to a whole new competitive multiplayer action. This came from the ashes of the original game that was released as a mod feature for Quake in 1999. Choose from 9 unique classes that will ultimately shape the way you play. The game is separated between two teams, the red team and the blue team. These two will clash in a battle of wits, reflexes, and skills through the game's various modes including Capture the Flag and King of the Hill. Critics have praised this game's humor, fast-paced action, and of course, the price. It's free to play. It has a play score of an 8.66. Rank number 9 is Doom. This is a rebirth of a series that had its last release more than 10 years ago. After years of delays, our favorite Doom guy returns to bring terror and destruction to the poor demons ravaging Mars. The game still has the same elements from the previous titles, but the shooting, killing, and the gore have been amplified to a phenomenal degree. The birth of high-definition gameplay makes the game a magnitude clearer and faster than its predecessors. Well, duh. It's not the same pixelated classic players know before. Gameplay includes multiplayer, which is by far the weakest feature in the game. At least, the shooting and the killing is still the best part of this release. Seeing the hero initiate a glory kill to the myriad of demons with different weapons is just so satisfying. It has a play score of an 8.68. And number 8 is Far Cry 3. Sucks to have the time of your life getting ruined by crazy pirates. Follow Jason Brody and his friends after they're kidnapped during their Bangkok vacation. Taken hostage by a psychopathic madman that doesn't even know the definition of insanity. It's the first Far Cry game to feature an open world element. Travel to a tropical island filled with dangerous wildlife, deadly tribesmen, trippy drugs, and blazing guns. The best part of this game is the freedom to make the world your own playground. Take over watchtower stations, slay pirates, and save your friends. Critics have praised its immersive take on dangerous wildlife and the reactive atmosphere of the game. The story is also the central core to most critic reviews, and said it's the best Far Cry story yet. It's also the first game to feature multiple endings, and it's disturbing as hell. It has a play score of an 8.71. Seventh in the list is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. 2017 was a great year for Call of Duty. It was a time of reflection and a time to bask in its powerful multiplayer content. Players nowadays aren't sure what to say about their new approach to the franchise. Anyway, Modern Warfare 4 was a hallmark of console multiplayer. Take control of each of the 6 different characters with their own perspectives in a war of intelligence, morals, and conspiracy. Infinity Ward's critically acclaimed Call of Duty game has received high reviews due to its story and gameplay. It's one of the top-selling video games during its time, and just recently it has been remastered for the PS4 and the Xbox One and the PC. It has a play score of an 8.74. Number 6 is Unreal Tournament. Year 2000 was a time when Unreal was just a game and not the powerful engine that we know now today. Epic Games' godlike creation of this first-person shooter is something that most gamers can never forget. It's one of the first few games that has shaped modern gaming. Unreal Tournament is the second main entry to their fast-paced shooting series. The quest to outkill your opponents remain as the primary feature of this game's thrill. Aside from this, there are over 6 modes to choose from. There's Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, Domination, Last Man Standing, and Assault. These modes extend the game's replayability. This, on top of the map's verticality and sick weapons to choose from, is a success. It has spawned over multiple expansion packs, sequels, and it gave birth to the Unreal Engine 4. It has a play score of an 8.75. In the 5th place is Battlefield 2. Funny how in 2016 we had Battlefield 1, and in 2005 we had Battlefield 2. Fans of the series should know why. This third entry to the Battlefield franchise also rivals Call of Duty in terms of first-person shooter scale, especially the multiplayer. The story is the usual war between 2 superpowers. What redeems the bland story is the amazing, you guessed it, multiplayer. Gather your squad and dominate the battlefield with your coordinated attacks, communication, and no-scopes. Critics have applauded the game for its perfectly balanced matches. It did receive a fair share of criticism, not for the gameplay but for the demanding hardware requirements during its time. Oh, how time flies, huh? Of course, no one could ever forget the classic Battlefield. It has a play score of an 8.81. Fourth in the ranking is Half-Life 2. Set in a dystopian world invaded by alien race called Combine, this first-person shooter lets you take control of Gordon Freeman, a man who just wants to live his own life but apparently his destiny lies elsewhere. Valve's crowning glory is remarkable from top to bottom. The amount of respect this game deserves has reached the point of perfection. It's both a blend of science fiction, gameplay innovation, and narrative masterpieces. The game is a universal success. It has sold over 12 million copies as of February 2011, and it's highly praised for its physics, story, and narrative. It has won most of the Game of the Years it was nominated, and it revolutionized Valve. It has a play score of an 8.99. At number 3 is Borderlands II. Step into the planet Pandora, a land devoid of sanity filled with outrageous randomly generated loot. Be a vault hunter and spare the nonsense of living a righteous life. Wreak havoc in the world and find the rarest treasure that you can ever find. This sequel to the hit Borderlands game comes with the same features from its predecessor, but with better graphics, cool new weapons, stories, and an enjoyable multiplayer and co-op experience. Due to the game's success, a number of DLCs were released to add new characters to expand its stories. Gearbox did a good job with the game and it received a couple of the Game of the Year awards in 2012. It has a play score of 9.04. Number 2 is Left 4 Dead 2. Valve has made games in various genres. There's Half-Life for sci-fi, Team Fortress 2 for humor and team fun, and Dota 2 for MOBA. In horror and action, we have Left 4 Dead 2. It's the sequel to the widely popular zombie game from Valve. The game is similar to the previous release. Players control a group of survivors in a fight to escape hordes of the infected. The world is ravaged by a viral pandemic called the Green Flu, and it's up to you and your friends to quell this danger. Maybe the most interesting feature of the game is its AI Director 2.0. It's Valve's unique machine that spawns randomly generated monsters to leave its players surprised and afraid. Aside from this, the game takes an interesting take on zombie variety. Encounter these creatures at your own risk. It has a play score of a 9.06. And here are the runners-up before we reveal the number 1. Devil Daggers. This game is reminiscent of a classic 90s 3D game. Fend off a horrendous horde of creatures in a world devoid of light. This first-person shooter grants you the ability to throw knives and survive an onslaught of demonic swarms. Wave after wave, how long can you last? The current record is less than 15 minutes, a play score of 8.63. Crisis. Be a hulking badass with your powerful nanosuit in this futuristic game developed by Crytek. Fight against the hostile North Korean army and face off with foreign invaders known as the Seth. As long as you can have your nanosuit, you're pretty much safe. A play score of an 8.60. Fear. Embrace the paranormal in this riveting first-person shooter adventure from Monolith Productions. Take control of a man with superhuman reflexes and gather your Ghostbuster-esque squad to take down an evil threat. It has a play score of an 8.58. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Set in World War II, slay Nazis in this first-person shooter game. The single player is fun, but the real action is found in its multiplayer content. It has a play score of an 8.56. Shadow Warrior 2. This is a sequel to a 2013 reboot of the original 1997 game. Battle armies of evil demons and take control of a badass ninja warrior in this exhilarating first-person shooter. It has a play score of a 9.56. Metro Last Light Redux. This is the definitive edition of Last Light released in 2011. It's packed with the same game, all released DLC, gameplay improvements, new animations, and 2 new game modes to remind us how hard it is to survive in this post-apocalyptic Moscow. A play score of 8.55. Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Play as bounty hunter turned vigilante tracking the most notorious outlaws of the Wild West. It's short, but it packs it all. Impressive storytelling and exciting shootouts into a short playtime. A play score of an 8.5. Deus Ex Human Revolution. Take control of Adam Jensen, a specialist tasked to secure a biotech company. While not as groundbreaking as its predecessor, it successfully checks all the requirements of a good game. Immersive story, check. Good gunplay, check. And fine visuals, check, check, and check. It has a play score of an 8.48. Payday, the Heist. This is an intense squad-based FPS. Play as a crime operative taking on dangerous heists. I mean really dangerous heists. This game is hard compared to the Payday 2, but it's also just as rewarding. It receives a play score of an 8.42. Killing Floor 2. This is a sequel to the critically acclaimed multiplayer shooter released in 2009. New weapons, characters, and monsters. What makes this game good is the excellent, though slightly repetitive multiplayer mode. It's one of those games that's more fun when played with friends. It has a play score of an 8.41. You can get these games right now by clicking the links below. And the best FPS game is Bioshock Infinite. Irrational Games has outdid themselves with this grand finale of the critically acclaimed Bioshock franchise. Step into the underwater city of Rapture and soar the glorious skies of Columbia, a utopia of peace and prosperity. Or is it? Control Booker DeWitt with the help of Elizabeth as they embark on a journey of self-reflection and time-bending plot twists. It's a tale that goes from 0 to 100 in a matter of hours, and it's by far the best Bioshock game to date. The introduction of the Skyhook can let players soar through the skies via railings for easier movements. Plasmids has also been replaced with an all-new vigor system, and Elizabeth's companion AI is so beautifully designed. Bucking Bronco forever! This is a fantastic first-person experience, and it will be remembered as the game that blew everyone's mind. For first-timers, would you kindly play the previous games and purchase all the DLCs including Burial at Sea? Pretty please? Trust us, it's really good. It's gonna be a journey to remember again and again and again and again and again. It's the best first-person shooter on the PC of all time, and it has a play score of a 9.26. We publish 4 gaming videos every week, so don't miss any of them. Click that bell button beside subscribe, check the send me box, and save. Don't forget to like and share this video to your friends. To receive the latest player and gaming updates, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Google+.